Hey people of the internet. Okay, bear with me while I figure out how to use yet another tiny microphone. I am literally the last person on earth that should be making YouTube videos because my knowledge about anything like technical so limited. But here we are, we're doing it. So I get a lot of questions from people who are joining the Happenings cast on Virgin Voyages and they're like, "Hey, I see that you've done this. What the heck is it?" I'm gonna make a video that I wish I had when I did this job. I was the second cast post-COVID to do this job. So there was really only like 12 people in the whole world that had done this job before. And I was Instagram stalking like crazy to try to figure out what this was because it's quite an unconventional role. And no other cruise lines really have this or function in this way. So I was like, what am I getting myself into?
Oh my god, is it?
Yeah, yes it is.
Oh, it's so beautiful, but I thought the woman dropped it at the bottom of the ocean at the end of the movie.
Oh baby, every time I got it for you.
You shouldn't have.
So let's break it down. You just got cast in the Happenings cast on Virgin Voyages. What now? There is usually always a cruise director on board, and so their job is to kind of be the face of the cruise. They host events, they host game shows, they pop around the ship answering questions. They create the schedule for the entire entertainment team, they deal with the production cast, the tech people, and anyone who falls under the umbrella of the entertainment team. Virgin Voyages has decided to split that job up into different people. If you're like me and you got offered the role of the bounce and you're like, what the heck is that? Let me tell you, you're essentially an activities staff member. Work all day, every day, running all of these activities and making sure everything goes smoothly. So if you are an influencer in the Happenings cast, your job will be to essentially know how to host every single activity that goes on board Virgin Voyages. Now, if you're cast as an aficionado, that means that you kind of have a more like specialized role. So say there's the foodie, so they will definitely be doing all the events food related. You're the artist, you will definitely be running all of the events that have to do with art. If you are the gamer, you will be doing all game related activities, which is like essentially every activity, so you'll be really busy all the time. It's definitely a cool and creative concept, and I'm going to tell you all of the reasons that you should do it, followed by some reasons that maybe you shouldn't. Because I'm always going to keep it real, and I'm never going to exclude the bad parts because that's just not the way life works. Everything is a mix and a balance of good and bad. Okay, reasons why you should do this job if you get offered. One, I promise you, you will learn so many more skills and you will do things that you didn't even think that you could do before. For example, learning how to manage your social battery, communicating with literally hundreds of different people every single day. I can't think of another job where you literally meet that many people and maybe you connect with them and you make friends with them and then they leave and a whole nother batch of people come in the next week. Learning how to work on a team with people from all over the world. I mean, this is like any job that you could have on a cruise ship. That's my favorite thing about it. Some countries that you maybe didn't even know existed unless you're way smarter than I am, and just really working closely on a team with a lot of different personality types and kind of learning how to manage that. And that's great experience for just life in general and any job that you might have in the future. You literally get paid to start the party. You're on a Caribbean contract in the Happenings cast, you will work a pool party in Bimini, Bahamas, and your entire job for that day is to literally blow bubbles and make sure that people are having fun in the sun. Like, it's just a really good brand to say that you worked for. Like, everybody knows Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Mobile, Richard Branson, and it's just really cool to like feel like you are a part of that brand. And now, my friends, it's that time where we talk about reasons why maybe you will not like this job. So my biggest and really only issue with this job was that I feel like when I got offered this job, I was kind of sold this like job that did not exist. So my idea of a cruise director is very different than Virgin Voyage's idea of a cruise director. It's more of an activities staff or an activities manager position. I've also had a lot of cruise director friends from like Celebrity and Royal and Princess and have been like, oh my gosh, I want to be a cruise director on Virgin. And I'm like, if you came from like a big cruise line and you were the head honcho cruise director, there's really not a job for you on Virgin Voyages because the Happenings cast, I promise you, you will not be happy with your cabin or your salary if you're coming from being a cruise director. Only position that you would really fit would be the entertainment director, which is great, but they're definitely a behind the scenes role. They don't really ever interact with the guests or the sailors as we call them on Virgin. They organize, schedule, make sure that all of the entertainment runs smoothly, and they're the ones that are like making the safety announcements on the bridge. I also really wanted to perform, and I got this job like in the midst of COVID, and I don't even think maybe the team really knew what they wanted out of the Happenings cast at this time, but I was told like you're still going to be able to perform. I was told that there was a show involved, and there was never a show and has never been a show for the Happenings cast, so I don't know where that came from. If you're looking to perform, it's definitely not the kind of performing where you're going to be learning a script on stage, like learning choreography. Actually, more choreography now than when I did it. There's a choreographed dance party called We Fancy, and then you will learn some dances that you dance around the pool at Bimini. If you're looking to evolve in your career as a dancer, I think you will be disappointed with this job. It wasn't until halfway through my contract where I finally got to do something that I was really passionate about, which was teaching a dance class. I got to like come up with my own choreography. It was really fun, but I felt like it was kind of hard to like have your voice be heard in leading the activities that you were really interested and good at. So it took me a while to like find my groove, because I was not a host by any means coming into this job, but I do credit Virgin Voyages with like giving me so much experience in hosting and thinking witty things to say off the cuff when you're in front of a group of people, because that is a lot of what the job is. Hope this was helpful if you are thinking about joining the Happenings cast on Virgin Voyages. I have a lot of videos where you can see us in action doing our thing. I have a lot of tips and tricks about how to decorate your cabin, what to pack. As they say, I wish you smooth seas and weather, smooth sailing. I wish you smooth sailing in your journey to becoming a cruise ship worker. Okay, we need to end this now. Okay, bye.
Hi, my name's Kelsey June Swan, and you're watching Disney Channel.